We are at the Fold building, which is 251 built-to-rent homes, and it forms part of the wider master plan, which is called the Queen's Quarter. So this scheme, this was the previous Croydon Council office building. Croydon Council demolished the office building and left a two-storey basement with a park that was very much loved by the local community, but it had come to the end of its life. It had issues with antisocial behaviour and maintenance and access issues. So there was a number of attempts to bring it forward with various development partners. We approached Croydon Council about potentially being a development partner. And we agreed with Croydon Council that we would bring forward a comprehensive master plan that would maximise the delivery of affordable housing and provide them with the land receipt that they required for the land, but also most importantly we would redesign a new park, and eventually we co-designed that with the local community. We selected a group of just over 40 local residents, and they worked alongside us and AHMM and Grant Associates to co-design the park. And this is a really interesting development because it's a prime example of where build-to-rent act as a catalyst to allow the regeneration of the rest of the site. We've been able to deliver 51% of the homes as affordable on this site. And how we've done that is by using build-to-rent as the catalyst, and also the public-private partnership between ourselves and Croydon Council. We have 4 different tenures of housing on this site. We have build-to-rent, we have social housing, so we built 90 social homes and handed them back to Croydon Council. We've got London Living Rent, which is now owned and funded by L&Q, and we have shared ownership, which is also funded and now owned by L&Q. And to be able to do this in a scheme, where we're able to bring all those different tenures. I'm sure as you approach, Peter, you realise you wouldn't know the difference in tenure type. All facades are the same, all specs the same, and the public realm freely flows between all the buildings with no gates or barriers.
What's special about Hub? What's your USP?
Well, Hub we're a built-to-rent led developer, but very importantly, we have four core values, which is we do as collaboration, it's impactful, it's visionary, and it's trustworthy. And those 4 values run through the core of our business, from how we select our consultants, select our contractors, how we do our funding, the JV partners we enter. Everything comes from those 4 key core values. And they may sound simple, but the idea of collaboration, we can't do anything on our own as a developer. Developers tend to have people have a pretty negative perception of developers in communities. So coming in and being open and honest and working with the community in the area that you're developing in and letting them have a say is hugely important, and it's been really valuable to us as a business. I think Hub, we describe ourselves as a progressive developer, and what we mean by that is we're always asking ourselves, what's next? How can we do things better? How can we learn lessons from previous projects? And how can we respond to the challenges the industry faces? In the last 12 months, we're currently facing cost of living crisis, we're facing spiral construction costs, increased in finance costs, and multiple changes to legislation coming over the next 12 months. Us as a developer, we have to be flexible, we have to be progressive, we've got to find solutions so we can still deliver high quality homes. We're proudly a mid-market developer. We want to deliver homes that are attainable to local people.
This is your first development in Croydon, though?
This is our first development in Croydon. So we have developments. We're 11 years old as a business. We started off in Greater London with a very simple set of rules, delivering good quality homes to the mid-market, both for sale and for rent. The business has evolved and developed into being one of the UK's leading built-to-rent developers. So we took the Hub approach that we developed in Greater London to 5 lifestyle cities around the UK. And those lifestyle cities are Leeds, Edinburgh, Birmingham, Manchester and Bristol. And when I say lifestyle, what I mean by lifestyle, they're places people want to live. So that it's not just about good transport connections, although it's key. It's good student retention, good job opportunities, high quality amenity, It is a cultural story. When we go there, quite often we end up acquiring the more challenging sites, the sites that people say are impossible to develop. And at Hub, we're quite keen to make them possible.
How is the build-to-rent market generally in London at the moment, and what differences do you see between it and provincial cities?
I think the build-to-rent market, it's first worth noting that the build-to-rent market is still very young in the UK. When you look at the build-to-rent in Europe and the States, it's more sophisticated, it's more tried, it's more tested. Build-to-rent is still at the beginning of a long journey. I think it's fair to say we've learned a lot in the build-to-rent sector over the past, at Hub 9 years. We did our first build-to-rent forward funding deal in Acton, which was the first in London and the second in the UK. In terms of how we design those homes, how we design the amenity, how we build our buildings has changed hugely. We say at Hub that we're now in third generation of build-to-rent. And when we say third generation, we mean post-pandemic living, a greater emphasis on well-being, a greater emphasis on amenity. Build-to-rent amenity is no longer a small party room and a gym in the basement. It's now the amenities at the heart of the building. We have tenants who have a real social conscience. They want to live in buildings who make positive impact, and we have a duty to deliver those buildings. People are seeing the benefits of build-to-rent and the benefits of living in a community and the convenience as well of build-to-rent. I think one of the advantages build-to-rent offers is it allows people to live in town and city centres that they may not be able to buy a home, but you can live there. It's convenient. I think it's also build-to-rent has played a key role in regenerating town and city centres. You're seeing lots of office buildings coming to the end of their lives. Lots of retail that's not viable anymore, and by bringing people back into town and city centres and living there, it's given those town and city centres a new life. A prime example of that is our scheme in Maidenhead, One Maidenhead. We are delivering 429 homes alongside Get Living, all rental homes in Maidenhead Town Centre, and that's going to bring over 1,000 residents into the town centre and regenerate it and rejuvenate it.
You trained as an architect. What difference do you think that brings to your role running a development company?
Yeah, I think the obvious answer is a passion for design and a real care for doing things right. We have a saying at Hub, the good design doesn't cost more money. It just requires a little bit more thought, a little bit more effort, and selecting great architects and consultants to work alongside us. Our whole development team at Hub come from a consultancy background. So we have architects, planners, structural engineers, M&E engineers, surveyors, and that combination of bringing all those skill sets together allows us to do development in quite a unique way. We think about development in different ways, and that allows us, I believe, to create beautiful places, beautiful communities and beautiful buildings. So HMM did the master plan, did the buildings, did the majority of the interiors, and then worked closely alongside Grant Associates on the landscape. HMM are a practice we've worked with over the last 9 years in our business. They're a phenomenal architectural practice at all levels, from the wider master plan down to the detailing of the individual homes. We're very proudly a London developer. Our homes here in London, we started off in London. We currently have 256 homes under construction in Wembley. We have 245 homes under construction in Greenwich, which will PC in the coming weeks. And we have our first co-living development going to commence on site later this year. So we're sitting on a Sky Lounge, which is the 36th story of the Fold building. We have flexible space. This is a lounge, but also a cinema room. We have a large dining room, and then we have the amazing external terrace with views over London.